days grow shorter. Starks are all's right eventually. Winter is coming. This one will be long.
Oh, I cracked myself up. It's not winter here. Ah, that was cruel. I'm sorry. For those of you who are settling into the Northern Hemisphere winter, please forgive me. Oh, what a day. Beautiful. So, I've got the backpack on. I'm heading over to catch up with a mate because I'm going to do another episode of Show Us Your Junk. And GP72 is meeting me too, and we're going to throw a drone up and see what we can see. But, anyway, about a week ago I went for a ride up Mount Wellington, and I came back down, and when I was heading back down the mountain off towards the brewery, someone gave me a bit of a fright coming out of a side road. And like when I watched the video back, it really wasn't much in it. Christ almighty, people frighten me. But, you know, you're not expecting it, and it sort of, boom, there's a car, wow. But it got me to thinking, you know, why do they do that? And, you know, hands up if you've never done it yourself, to be honest. I think we're probably all guilty of it. Given my family history, ricocheting off immovable objects and getting struck by vehicles, I have done a little bit of research into it, and there are reasons for it. And you know, the first thing we do is get angry and start yelling and screaming at the person in the car, but quite often they honestly did not see you, and it's more biological than anything else, because the human eye is junk, especially compared to, you know, the likes, some of the eyes out there in the animal kingdom. It's if you could see raw footage from the human eye, you'd be bloody flabbergasted. It'd be blurry, out of focus, it'd be a big blind spot in the middle, and it'd be upside down. But your brain is evolved enough to convert that into a vision, into an image. And that's all we're seeing is snapshots strung together as an image. So what happens is if your brain, if your eyes are moving too quickly for your brain, it can lose it. It can lose objects in the vision. So it sort of gives a reasonably accurate depiction of what you're looking at directly, and sort of makes up the bits around it. So looking all the time, that's what improves your vision. And of course, we're not trained to do that when we go and get a driver's license. So as you approach an intersection or anything, what people tend to do is whip their head to the left, whip their head to the right, and go. Or depending on what side of the road you're used to driving on and what your habits are. And of course, your head moves that fast that sometimes you can have an object in there that the brain didn't quite, you know, identify with. So the best thing about it is one of them really old-fashioned radar screens. We're looking at the green dot, and then it refreshes the screen and everything around it. Some of the techniques that can be used to help prevent that type of blind spot, and I guess, you know, the smaller the object, the more likely it is you're not going to see it. So a pedestrian, a cyclist or a motorcyclist, the most likely victims of that kind of brain fade, and the more that you're stressed, the worse that situation becomes. And I think it's called cadence vision or something like that, where I can't remember the name, which is where you sort of go 1 picture, 2 picture, 3 picture, 4 picture, and that's the technique that you have to use. You have to, like as you come up to an intersection, don't just sweep your head from one side to the other. Stop, look left, go to centre, look right, go to centre, look left, go to centre. You've got a far better chance of your brain computing what's happening. It's typical. Riding along here, I was hoping to catch a red light, but I've got nothing but greens. If I didn't want to catch a red, I'd be inundated with them. But I was just going to explain another technique. So that cadence type vision is one way that you can improve the chances of seeing a moving object that's coming in not quite in your field of view. The other one, beauty, nothing behind me, so I'll stop. I didn't want to get rear-ended. Alright, say this is a crossroad intersection, and we've just pulled up and are about to turn left or right. One of the other techniques that you can use, and I believe this is shown to some of the emergency services drivers who are often in a hurry to get somewhere, is to look down at the road in front of you and then sweep your head to the right, down in the centre, sweep your head to the left, come back to the centre, and that will help you. But of course, as motorcyclists, we're constantly aware of the fact that we're quite vulnerable out here in the open, and the best thing we can do is to not put yourself in a situation where that kind of thing can happen. And that includes positioning your bike on the road so that people can see it, not sitting too close to the car in front. Like right now, I'm sort of tending to be more towards the centre of the road, the white line, and that's because if I get over here, if we were coming and I was a bit close and there was someone coming out of this street, they'd just come out and there I'd be. So make yourself visible, get yourself out, always be thinking, where is that guy going to be able to see me? Where's he going to be looking? I tend to stick, in Australia of course we drive on the left hand side of the road, and I tend to stick in the right lane. There's not much risk of me holding up traffic, so I'll sit over there because most roads will enter from the left. Just those little things. I'm looking up ahead, I'm up there in front of that bloody trailer up ahead there in terms of where I'm looking on the road. I keep these guys in front of me in my peripheral vision, and I constantly come back and check it, but I know where I am. So I mentioned before that the blind spot issue becomes more prevalent when you have high stress, and that stress can be something as simple as being in an unfamiliar area. You don't know where you are, you don't know the lay of the land or what's around the next corner, so you're a little bit more stressed than normal, and that can lead to more impairment. So yeah, that's kind of the deal. The fact is that sometimes when people say they didn't see you, the reality is that they didn't see you, and you just need to be aware of the fact that that it is an actual thing do what you can do to prevent putting yourself in a position where you're going to surprise someone. And practice the techniques yourself. Slow it down. Don't whip your head from side to side. Slow it down. Take the time to actually stop and make sure that your eye captures the images that are a potential threat. And have loud pipes. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment, and I'll catch you next time on Andy's Motorcycle Obsessions. Bye for now.